welcome this kind of examination because people have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
Hello.
Mr. Ziegler, sir.
Hi.
There you are.
Hi, Ron.
Yes, Mr. President.
Yeah.
I just talked to Connie. He fully understands the Washington Post situation. There was no reporter today at the ceremony. There was a photographer there, but apparently they screwed up on their desk assignment today, and there was no reporter present from the Post.
I want it clearly understood that from now on, ever, no reporter from the Washington Post is ever to be in the White House. Is that clear?
Absolutely.
Unless it's a press conference.
Yes, sir. In the briefings here, but
on a briefing. But never in the White House. No church service. Nothing that Mrs. Nixon does. You tell Connie, don't tell Mrs. Nixon because she'll approve it. No reporter from the Washington Post is ever to be in the White House again, and no photographer either. Mm-hmm. No photographer. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
None ever to be in. Now that is a total order, and if necessary, I'll fire you. You understand?
I do understand.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hello.
It's Mr. Ehrlichman calling you, sir.
Yeah, okay.
You are.
Hello.
Mr. President, the Attorney General's called a couple times about these New York Times stories, and he's advised by his people that unless he puts the Times on notice, he's probably going to waive any right of prosecution against the newspaper. And he is calling now to see if you would approve his putting them on notice before their first edition for tomorrow comes out. I realize there are negatives to this in terms of the vote on the Hill.
You mean to prosecute the Times?
Right.
Hell, I wouldn't prosecute the Times. My view is to prosecute the goddamn pricks that gave it to them.
Yeah, if you can find out who that is.
Yeah, I know. I mean, could the Times be prosecuted?
Apparently so.
Wait a minute. They, on the other hand, they're going to run another story tomorrow.
Right.
Why didn't you just wait till after that one?
Well, his point is that he feels he has to give them some sort of advance notice, and then if they go ahead in disregard, why then there's no danger of waiver. But if he doesn't give them notice, then it's almost like entrapment. We sit here and let them go ahead on a course of conduct and don't raise any objection.
Well, could he wait one more day? They have one more day after that. I don't know.
He apparently feels under some pressure to either decide to do it or not do it.
Does he have a judgment himself as to whether he wants to or not?
Yeah, I think he wants to. You might want to give him a call and talk with him about it directly, as I'm not very well posted on this whole thing.
How do you feel about it?
Well, I'd kind of like to have a cause of action against him in the sock in case we needed it. I'd hate to waive something as good as that, but I don't know what the ramifications would be in terms of the Hill.
Oh hell, it isn't going to affect the vote, in my opinion. Just.
Would you want to take a call from him?
Oh yeah, I'll call him. I'll call him.
Good.
Okay. Thank you. Hello,
Mr. President.
what is your advice on that Times thing, John? You would like to do it?
I would believe so, Mr. President. Otherwise, we will look a little foolish in not following through on our legal obligations. And
has this ever been done before?
Publication like this, or
No. Has the government ever done this to a paper before?
Oh yes, advising of their.
Oh.
Yes, we've done this before.
Have we? All right.
Yes, sir. I would think that.
How do you go about it? You do it sort of low key?
Low key, you call them and then send a telegram to confirm it.
and say that we're examining the situation, and we just simply are putting you on notice.
Well, we're putting them on notice that they're violating a statute because we have a communication from Mel Laird as to the nature of the documents, and they fall within a statute now.
Right.
I don't know whether you've noticed it, but this thing was, Mel was working...
Henry's on the other, he just walked in, I'll put him on the other line. Go ahead.
Mel had a pretty good go up there before the committee today on it, and it's all over town and all over everything, and I think we'd look a little silly if we just didn't take this low-key action of advising them about the publication.
Did Mel take a fairly hard line on it?
Yes, he gave a legal opinion, and it was a violation of the law, which of course puts us at where we have to get...
Well, look, as far as the Times is concerned, hell, they're our enemies. I think we just ought to do it. And anyway, Henry, tell them what you just heard from Rostow.
Well, Rostow called on behalf of Johnson, and he said that it is Johnson's strong view that this is an attack on the whole integrity of government, that if whole file cabinets can be stolen and then made available to the press, you can't have orderly government anymore. Well, and he said if the president defends the integrity, any action we take, he will back publicly.
Well, I think that we should take this, do some undercover investigation, and then open it up after your McGovern-Hatfield.
Yeah.
We've got some information we've developed as to where these copies are and who they're likely to have leaked them, and the prime suspect, according to your friend Rostow, you're quoting, is a gentleman by the name of Ellsberg, who's a left-winger that's now with the Rand Corporation, who also have a set of these documents.
Yeah.
So...
subpoena them. Christ, get them.
So I would think that we should advise the Times. We will start our covert check, and after McGovern-Hatfield, just open it up.
Right. Go ahead.
Does that agree with you?
Yep.
All right, sir, will do.
Yeah.